Good morning, my dear pupils. Now we're going to continue Unit 11, Lesson 5. New vocabulary. New vocabulary, there are three types of musical instruments. We have three types of musical instruments. Wind instruments, wind instruments, string instruments, string instruments, and percussion instruments. Percussion instruments. Now, my dear pupils, open page 91. We're going to read the text. Listen and read. We can play instruments in different ways. Wind instruments. We play wind instruments by blowing them. This is a bagpipe. Bagpipe. It is a very old instrument. People played it in ancient Egypt. People play the bagpipe in other countries now too. It is very famous in Scotland in the UK, the United Kingdom. This is a reed pipe. Reed pipe. This is another instrument. It's called reed pipe. It is also a traditional Egyptian instrument. It is made of wood of reed with a reed. So we have two kinds of wind instruments, bagpipe and reed pipe. It's like a bag and there are places where we blow in, so it makes sounds coming out of it to make music. And there is another instrument called reed pipe. It is made of wood of reed with a reed. Picture number 2, we're going to talk now about string instruments. String instruments. We strum the strings. We strum the strings on a string instruments to make music. It can be difficult to learn how to do this, but it is interesting. This qanun has a beautiful sound. There are lots of traditional string instruments in Egypt. What are these instruments? One of them is the qanun. Now, the third kind of instruments we're going to talk about, percussion instruments. Percussion instruments. With percussion instruments, you hit or shake them to make a sound. They can keep a rhythm in music. People play the tambourine, drums, cymbals to keep a rhythm. So tambourine, drums, and cymbals to keep a rhythm. Now, my dear pupils, look to the pictures very well so you can understand the instruments. When you look to the pictures, you will know the instruments because, of course, I think that you have seen them before. Picture number 1, tambourine, 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 cymbals, 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 qanun, 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 drum, drum, drum. Now, my dear pupils, open page 92, read and match. What is the meaning of the word rhythm and tune? Rhythm is a regular pattern of sounds. A regular pattern of sounds. What about tune? Tune is a musical notes to make a song. Musical notes to make a song. Now, exercise number 2, look, read, and write. Picture number 1, it is a bagpipe. Bagpipe, it is a wind instrument. Wind instrument. A bagpipe is a wind instrument. Picture number 2, it is a qanun. It is a string instrument. A string instrument. Picture number 3, it's a tambourine. It's a percussion instrument. A tambourine, it's a percussion instrument. Now, turn to page 93. Exercise number 1, listen. What's the instrument? Check and say. Now, in picture number 1, you have 2 pictures of 2 instruments. You're going to make a tick beside the right instrument. Reed pipe. Reed pipe. Picture number 2, bagpipe. 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 Picture number 3, tambourine. 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 And picture number 4, oud. 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 Now, exercise number 2, read and complete. Number 1, the flute is a instrument. Can you think the flute is what? A flute is a wind instrument. Wind instrument. Number 2, the violin. The violin is a dash instrument. Of course, the violin is a string instrument. String instrument. Number 3, the tambourine is a percussion instrument. Percussion instrument. Number 3, exercise number 3, read and complete. A group of musicians is called a band. People in a dash play different instruments. People in what? In a band play different instruments. The what sound good when they play together? The tunes. The tunes sound good when they play together. The who is the person who sings the song. Of course, the singer is the person who sings the song. Page 94. Now you have a map. Look and write these places on the map. Here we have some places. You're going to write them on the map. North coast, in the northern part of the map. Northern coast. Northern coast. Under it, you're going to write Cairo. Cairo, the capital of Egypt, Cairo. And under Cairo, you're going on the western side, you're going to write Western Desert, the Western Desert. And at the bottom of the map, you're going to write Upper Egypt, and then you're going to write Aswan, Aswan. In the map, you have some squares, a blue square, orange square, and red square. The places, the blue places, this refers to seas or rivers. And the orange places refers to the desert, and the red places refers to cities. Look and complete. Exercise number 1 on page 94. Look and complete. Here we have the sides, the directions in a compass, and here this is a picture of a compass, and you're going to write the directions, the 4 directions: north, south, east, west. North, south, east, west. These are the 4 directions. We always find them in the map to be able to say where is the location of this place in the map from the 4 directions: north, south, east, west. New vocabulary: modern pop music, modern pop music. Conservatory of music, conservatory of music. Classical music, classical music. Here we have 2 kinds of music: modern pop music and classical music. But conservatory of music, it's a place where people go and get specialized in learning and studying more about music. Now, turn to page 95, exercise number 1, and read. Listen and read. There are many types of music in Egypt. Different parts of country have their own traditions. There are many types of music in Egypt. Each part is specialized in a kind of music. It's a tradition from their tradition in these places in Egypt, in different parts of the country. Page 95 still, you have in Cairo, lots of people live in Cairo, so there are many traditions in one place. You can hear traditional folk music as well as modern pop music. So because the population is very high in Cairo, a lot of people are living in Cairo, so there are many traditional music you can hear in one place. We have the traditional folk music and modern pop music. Page 95 still, we are going to talk about the Cairo Conservatory of Music. It's a special school of music in Cairo. People can learn to play classical music on instruments such as the piano and the violin. So, in this place, it's like an institute, it's a school, a special school for music. People go there to learn to play classical music on different instruments like piano and the violin. Northern Egypt. Swahili is popular music from the northern coast. It has a lot of string instruments. So in the northern part of Egypt, in Swahili is the popular music. It's called Swahili. It depends on string instruments. The Swahili music depends most of the time on the string instruments. Upper Egypt. Musicians in Upper Egypt play folk music called Saidi. The Saidi music, okay? In Upper Egypt, they play folk music. The folk music is called Saidi. This is very popular in Egypt and in other countries. Aswan. In the southern part of Aswan, there is traditional Nubian music. So in Aswan, the traditional music is the traditional Nubian music. This is growing and becoming popular in other parts of Egypt and around the world. Western Desert, Bedouin music. Bedouin music comes from the Western Desert. It uses wind instruments and singers. They depend on wind instruments and singers, the Bedouin music. Now, exercise number 3, we are still on page 95. Exercise number 3, ask and answer with a friend. What is your favorite kind of music? You can say modern pop music or classical music is my favorite kind of music. What is your favorite instrument? You can choose any kind of instrument and you're going to say, for example, the reed pipe is my favorite music, a favorite instrument, the qanun, oud, any kind of instrument you can choose and you as your favorite instrument. New vocabulary. Bedouin. Bedouin. The people who live in desert, they have an atmosphere in which they live. Like they use camels, they live in tents and so on, and these are the people, we call them Bedouin people. They live in the desert. This is all for this today. Thank you, my dear pupils.